Okay, so first of all, welcome to the second MindFX newsletter video. What I'm going to do on this video is just encapsulate the latest news so that you guys can single out the items and the products that appeal to you more than the rest, and then obviously you can research those and actually read about those in more depth. But before we do that, I just want to say that we now have the 7 Steel Horses books back in stock. This of course was designed to accompany my Between the Lines effect, and it's a book which contains 200 pages which can actually be given to your participant at the end of the routine. If you have been waiting for these, they're now in stock, as I say, ready to purchase. If you're not aware of what this is, please do search for Between the Lines. Obviously have a little look at the effect and I'm sure you're going to love it. One of the other things I want to mention is that when we actually came back from Blackpool, the Blackpool Magic Conference, I got so busy with orders that I didn't actually get a chance to unpack all of the products that we brought back until recently. When I did so, I discovered 3 of the bigger fish files, so I actually promptly listed those back again online because they had sold out. Subsequent to that, 2 of them have sold, leaving 1 remaining. So if you did miss out on bigger fish files and you want one, I only have 1 left, can't get any more. This is it, and if you want it, you can come and claim it. That has been made available again. Again, due to popular demand and after selling out at the Blackpool conference, I have produced more of the PK stones. So these are perfect for the use with the likes of Flux, Scan 3D, 6th Sense and so forth. So if you own those products and you fancy the idea of actually using a stone rather than the coin, then I do have more of those available too. After the last newsletter went out, I did sell out of Sybil by Fedden, and there's a reason for that. It's such an incredible product. So popular it was that it sold out, within literally a few days of actually getting that last newsletter out. I do have more of these. These are back in stock, so if you have been waiting for it, these are now available so you can pick one up. If you haven't yet checked out the trailer which accompanies this, please do so, because I'm sure you're going to be more than impressed by what it is that you see. What else have we got? We have now got the DMC Alpha deck. These are of course marked alphabet deck, which are marked in a very similar fashion to the DMC marked playing cards. Fantastic quality as always, and this opens so many retaining possibilities for the mentalist. Superb quality, superb cards and superb product. Those are available now. I now want to discuss a couple of the books which have just been listed on the MindFX shelves. The first one is Sonder by Fraser Parker. I believe this was limited to 100 copies. I believe there are only about 20 to 30 copies left, and out of those 20 to 30 copies I have just over a dozen of those left on the MindFX shelves. Sonder contains a beautiful sort of principle which allows you to harvest information from your spectator in a very subtle fashion, which will allow you to reveal drones that they're thinking of, star signs and more. There is some sort of name reveals and memory reveals and things like that which are built into the book. I'm not yet finished reading this book myself, but I'm probably about 3/4 of the way through. There's a couple of beautiful principles which I noticed which are further on in the book, and the main actual principle that the Sonder routine relies on is also very good. The method in which he's actually gaining information pertaining to star signs I think is excellent, as is his use of it, an application of it for a sort of a reveal of a drone, so the spectator can actually think of a drone and you're able to duplicate that drone whilst it's just firmly locked in the spectator's mind. So I'm not finished reading it as yet, but from what I've read so far, there are certainly usable ideas and techniques that I will be sort of playing with myself. So that is Sonder by Fraser Parker. The next item is a very interesting one. It's Psyware by Matt Mello. Now this is an interesting one because I was actually sent a copy of this, oh dearie me, it must have been at least a year ago now, and I only briefly skimmed through it. I was quite enamoured with what I'd read, but I didn't fully have the time to sit down and digest it, let alone actually put any of the ideas into practice. Since that point, Matt did actually update the book, and I was recently reintroduced to it via a performance that somebody gave me at the Blackpool Magic Convention. They actually performed this technique on me, and I was mightily impressed, so I actually went back, contacted Matt, and out of respect for him, I actually purchased a full price copy for myself. When I actually began learning the techniques which are taught within the book and actually putting those into practice, I've become so enamoured with them that I decided that the MindFX customers would also benefit from this material too. This of course is limited. The first print run is limited to 200 copies, I believe, and there aren't many of those left. I secured a dozen for the MindFX customers. And this is really great. It allows you to reveal obviously names and the likes of obviously star signs and things, and I've actually come up with a rather interesting way of actually tying in a couple of the techniques or the couple of ideas in together. So if you actually own this product, irrespective of if you've actually purchased it from me or not, then please send me an email. I'll be happy to share with you my thoughts or my approach to it. It's something which is new to me, something which I've just started introducing at my act, something I'm still finding my feet with, but I am really enamoured with this. So far I've had tremendous success with the star sign revelation and actually using it for that purpose, which is great. So again, beautiful product. If you haven't got it already, please pick one up while the stocks last. If you already have it, then as I say, by all means get in touch with me and I will share my little spin on it with you. The next product is Architect of the Mind, another book by Drew Backenstos. Now Drew is very much a new performer on the scene. That's not to say that he's new at mentalism. He's been performing mentalism for a long while, and all I can say is Drew is very much an architect. The construction of the routines in here is absolutely superb, so much so that I actually invested in getting this project off the ground. I sort of helped Drew to a small extent to actually increase his order for the original print run. Drew was originally going to get a small print run done. I talked him into getting a much larger print run done because I know you guys are going to absolutely love the material in here. And because I invested slightly in this, Drew was very kind enough to actually allow me to have a few dozen copies. So I don't have many of these. When they sell out, you will have to go to Drew to pick one up. But irrespective of whether you pick it up from me or Drew, this is worth every penny. I believe there's 18 routines in here, all very much solid routines, tried and tested in the real world, and the thinking behind them is just absolutely superb. I really can't recommend this one highly enough. So Architect of the Mind, Drew Backenstos. I do also know that he just recently filmed a Penguin lecture, which I believe is due to be released soon. So you know, Drew is really going to be a name that you need to watch out for, and I mean that in the sincerest sense. It's very easy to say that, but when you see the level of thinking that goes into Drew's routine, you will really appreciate what I'm talking about. Watch out for that name. He's going to be huge. You're going to love this material. Lastly, I want to talk about an effective mind. Save the best to last, maybe, I don't know, but certainly when I'm talking about best, this has been one of the best product releases. I'm not talking about books, I'm talking about physical product releases that MindFX has ever had. I am of course talking about my Deadlock effect. Now Deadlock was originally launched at Blackpool, and you'll have noticed that since the Blackpool convention has ended, we've went an entire month without actually issuing a newsletter out, and that is because I wanted to officially announce the release of this and another product which we'll get on to in a moment. And the reason why I haven't announced its official release is because I just simply haven't been able to keep these on the shelf long enough. In fact, I've sold a few hundred copies of these since Blackpool. Blackpool was a complete sellout. I got back home, ordered another 100 copies of this. They sold out, ordered another 100, they sold out, and I've put a much more substantial order in, and those should be delivered later on today. We do have some in stock, but as I say, the remaining balance should be delivered with me later on today. So there is a video demonstration which is included within the newsletter itself, so you know, please check that out. But before you do that, I will just give you a little closer look at the 3 different sizes. This is the original size, which I call the keychain size, which is what I personally use. I believe it's ideal for close-up use. This is the medium size, and we do also have the larger stage size. So I know a few people have been asking me for comparison sizes of these items, so you can actually see these guys in the flesh. Hopefully the camera will be focused in on them. So that is Deadlock. Now, for those people who have already purchased this, I just wish to add that I've produced a PDF booklet which has got 35 pages worth of additional sort of ideas and thoughts in there. So if you've picked up Deadlock and perhaps haven't been on the Facebook group, or maybe you don't have Facebook or have no interest in Facebook, please shoot me an email with your order number and I'll be very happy to send you a PDF, a copy of that book to support this item. Really is the most popular product release, physical product release that MindFX has ever had, and if you haven't yet checked it out, as I say, please do check out the video. So I think that concludes the news. Actually, there's a couple more things. The MindFX conference, that is going to be taking place on Saturday the 29th and Sunday the 30th of June, with of course the usual meet-up and shenanigans on the Friday beforehand. The tickets are now open. We have actually announced that Fedden will be joining us for a lecture, and also Steve Cook, the incredible creator, incredible thinker. He will actually be delivering his very last lecture there. He's going to be doing no more after this event, and actually on the day beforehand, the Friday, he will be hosting a one-of-a-kind masterclass where he's going to run through all of his thoughts and insights into creativity, making effects look natural, and his full creative processes. This is going to be the last opportunity that you will ever have to actually see Steve deliver these things. If you are interested in the masterclass, then there is a link to actually contact him direct and book the place, because there's only going to be 15 places available. I believe about half of those places have already been filled, so if you are interested in that, then please do get in touch sooner rather than later, otherwise you'll miss the opportunity. If you are, of course, come to the Minds event, then obviously his lecture, his final ever lecture, is included obviously within your ticket price there. We also have Scott Creasy, he's coming along. I'm very excited to see him. So yeah, and there's still a couple of lectures still to be announced as well. So we've got a fantastic lineup already, and even more surprises in store. So tickets are now available online if you want to secure one for that. Lastly, I want to confirm that I have been working behind the scenes with Tiemann Kraus from over Holland. And I've been working with him on his rich hand effect. This is a properless rich hand effect where there's no questions, there's no gimmicks involved. It is as clean as it gets. He does detail within the book that we've been working on his full Penn and Teller Foolus Act, which is actually linked within this newsletter, along with several other variations, and his thoughts and philosophies on mentalism, his approach to rich hand, and also a beautiful Q&A routine as a bonus towards the end of the book. It's going to be an incredible release. Again, this isn't listed up on the website as yet. The book is finished. It's going to print this week, so if you want to be kept up to date with news on that, then again you can register your interest via the link included within this newsletter. For those who've been waiting, I am very happy to say that Tequila Hustler 2 will be released in the not too distant future. I know I've been saying this for the past few years, but I've just been so snowed under that I haven't had the opportunity to get that finished. Well, now is the time. I'm almost back on the level. That is going to be the next project to tackle. So again, the wait is nearly over. People have been waiting for a few years for this material. Rest assured, you're getting it from the horse's mouth. We are getting closer to that release date. So a lot of exciting things to look forward to. I'm hoping that one or two of those items which I've discussed will take your fancy and will find its way into your own repertoire. I shall leave you now to click on the necessary links, the items that you're interested in, and we shall see you next month.